Boop. Boop doop doodle doo. Boop boop boodle doo doo. Boop 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 doo. Hey, bum 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 bum. Ho, bum 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 bum. Yeah, bum 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 bum. What? Bum 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 ba dum 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 dum. Bum 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 dum bum ba dum 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 bum 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 bum. Boop 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 doo boop doo. What's up, Internet? What's going on? It's Friday. How you doing? Everybody was freaking out because yesterday was Thanksgiving, and hopefully everyone out there had a fantastic Thanksgiving, and, shout out to all the families and all the people out there that hopefully had a lot of fun doing family stuff, eating turkey, doing whatever you were doing. Personally, we had a very busy day, and I hear Victoria, she's coming. I can hear her coming down the stairs with the office chair. So don't despair. Victoria is here. Those of you that like having Victoria here, just like myself, and we'll go ahead and let's hold on. We gotta adjust the pan here. There we go. Wait, which direction am I going? Am I going the wrong way? You guys, I'm going the wrong way. Hold on. I gotta go back the other way. And then I gotta turn the camera a little bit. Hold on. She's bashing around. She's making a ruckus. She's a ruckus. Alright. And then let's see if we can sit okay. And then we'll... Whoa. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta move the... I gotta move the chat in front. And then I can scoot over like that. Oh, yeah. All right. Let me configure the video input here. We'll go to 90. There we go. 90 degrees and scooting. All right. Well, scooting. We got to scoot close. We got to scoot kind of close. Let me hold on. Let me mess with this just for another second. We didn't know that Victoria was going to come on here, so we're gonna. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. There we go. All right. So Vicky's here. She's not really. We don't have a mic for her right now. So hopefully she'll just yell at the microphone when it's the appropriate time, or do sign language or anything along those lines. So, all right. Well, Vicky's here now that we got her here and engaged. I was saying that hopefully everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving, and you hopefully got to see all of the people. But let's get to the first order of business. Who was first to the chat?
Frank Dominguez. Gonna message you today, Frank, to let you know that we were gonna be switching on and off the lights in the attic a little bit today. Yeah. We were hoping that you'd give us a hand running the wire from your bedroom down to the power box, but yeah, think you were napping. Yeah.
Pretty sure that it was apparently Frank's day off, so he wasn't up in the attic like he normally is. Hold on, what's going on here? Why is he moving it? Oh, well, there we go. Hold on, I'm gonna.
Mr. Chippy Duty in the background.
Yeah, we got a little Duty back there. There we go. Now we got the Duty sneaking in the corner there. All right. So Frank Dominguez first to the chat. We've begun our rewiring project. We are eliminating, so you can see that we're both pretty dirty. We're in our work clothes, and we've begun our wiring project to eliminate the knob and tube out of our old house here. And we're one step closer. And we wanted to let Frank know that we were turning the lights off to his room up in the attic, and we were going to be up there hammering and cutting holes in the walls and stuff like that. But I guess the text didn't go through. I mean, I don't know.
He said he was passed out, food coma.
Oh, he had a straight up food coma, but he's awake for the show. Right on. So coming in second is Smutchig Disc. I don't know how to say it. Smutchig Disc. I don't know how to say it.
Can we just call him
Schmutz Disc. Schmutz Disc. All right. Mellow Moogle is here. Wyatt Ward. Candy Dominguez has arrived all the way from Montana. And say hi to Caleb.
Hi, Caleb.
Wave your hand. Say hi to Caleb because I know he's in tow. He's hanging out with his moms. Cute Nix is here. What's up, my man? How you doing? Carson Anderson sneaking in.
Howdy, Carson.
That's always good. It's always good. Carson and I are talking about the crash truck here a little bit, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. So Joel scored some stone while Corey was live and not paying attention to stock. There might be a video coming out about wink.
Whoa.
Wink.
Whoa.
Is that how I wink?
I don't know if you've ever winked at me.
All right. But it's a little wink and a nudge. A little wink and a nudge to you about where the Dragonstone came from. There will be a video coming out in regards to that. Maybe along the same tone of the most recently released video nonsense that has come out. Let's see. Everyone beat Frank. Ready, go. Nobody beat Frank. He's always first to the chat. Well, sometimes he gets beat. But give a shout out to Tim Lewis, Dank Tanks, the Plywood Pelican, CNH Aquatics is here. Sarah Kanopko didn't shop at all today. Mission accomplished. We failed miserably about that, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Hilarity of Black Friday. Oh, buddy. But great times. Good times, though. Good story coming up on that one. Fishhead 2925, what's up? How you doing? Glass boxes. I hear crashing and rolling. That's right. That was Vicky coming down here. Mm-hmm. Vicky coming down. Who was Brenda? Who was Brenda there? That must have been somebody talking about live chat girls or something like that. Because, you know, when I go check out a fish stream, that's what I normally get. It's normally what I think about, like, hey, you know what we should do? We should check out live chat girls. Right? I wonder who clicks on that. It's probably like one person in the whole world. Like, whoops.
Well, but they wouldn't do it if it didn't work.
That's what I mean. It's like it's probably worked one time or something. I don't know. And they just keep doing it never-endingly. But thank you very much to our glorious moderator extraordinarians. We don't have to deal with it for very long. Sometimes it pops up and then it just goes away. Candy Overhaul says, such a pretty lady. That's right. My lady is such a pretty lady. That's right.
Not feeling it today. Feeling a little gritty.
Greasy? You feeling greasy?
Oh, no, not greasy.
Gritty. Oh, yeah. Dirty.
Dust, sawdust.
Corey Jackson, what's up, Corey? How you doing? Phil Emerson, how's it going? Good to see you. Turbofish is here. Oh, Turbofish. We got some Swedish fish. We got Turbofish and Swedish fish. It's going to work out. Turbofish is totally getting tacos right now. We actually had Mexican Thanksgiving yesterday. Well, we'll get to that in just a minute. We're done saying hello to everybody. Michelle Angel is here. JJ, what's up? How you doing? Stoner Kivo 420. Stoner Kivo. Stonerkvo. Stonerk Evo.
Must be.
Well, either way. Great Stone Heist of 2017. That's right. It's the Great Stone Heist of 2017. It might be all dun 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 Any luck finding a 120 for Vicky? No, we haven't found one yet. We just really haven't.
We have a cute little cube one now, though, but not sure where to put that.
We do have a great little tank that's coming in, and not to spoil the surprises for you guys. Surprises! We don't want to spoil them for you. We do have a small cube tank coming into the fish room. That's where the killifish are going to go. They need a different home. They desperately need a different home where they can go be violent together. In their, they're just kind of violent little fish. And we're going to end up having a very large school in the 240 gallon that the killifish will eat. So it'll be that's where the killifish are going to go. The killies are going to go into this cube tank.
Hardscape for that.
For the cube tank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the killifish?
For the killifish? In a little
cave things?
In a little cave things?
I just had a vision for it.
Are you talking about Achilles or crebensis?
The Achilles.
In the big tank.
You're the ones that are in the big tank.
Yeah.
They do little dens, right?
No, they don't. The pistos do. The little guys that hang out down low.
Oh, why was I thinking the killifish had?
The crebensis do in your tank. Oh. Yeah, they like to cave up.
I had like this futuristic, like sci-fi looking.
Oh, we can do that anyhow. Well, yeah.
I had this cool idea in my head.
I like the cool idea. We'll get it down on paper and we'll rock it.
Yeah.
We'll rock it. I like it. Either way, you got good ideas, babe, so I like to follow them up. Like rewiring the house on Thanksgiving weekend. It's good. We're coming along pretty good on the rewiring, you guys. So
I'm excited.
We've got the first sub panel is in, which means now we can start pulling all the wire to get rid of all of the knob and tube that we have in the house.
Halfway there?
We're basically eliminating all of the knob and tube. I would like to tell Vicky that we're halfway there, but we are not halfway there. So we have not reached the halfway there point yet. So we're just eliminating some of the old wire and replacing it with new. We're not really doing any modifications realistically, but other than moving some of the power to a sub panel so that we can effectively eliminate the knob and tube that is left here. I would say that there's a little bit of knob and tube. It's not that much, but it runs the whole length of the house. So we do have to go, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, there's only one wire that's running all the way over there, but we got to go all the way over there with it. So we'll work our way through eliminating it and getting rid of the knob and tube. Main reason for that is the potential for fire hazard and things being routed incorrectly. That's one of the weird things is that like one of the office outlets is somehow tied into 3 of the lights and one other outlet on the other side of the building, which that needs to go. So that's basically what we're doing here. And getting all that rocked and rolled. And JJ was here, but JJ left. So see you later, buddy. Whoa, is that C Overhauls? C Overhauls is Caleb. Caleb, surprise us! Oh my God, Caleb has his own account now.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, I want to make him a moderator, but he might accidentally click things, so I'm not going to. Not to say that he's like untalented, because he is talented, but he might accidentally click a button. You know what I mean? I do that all the time. I'm hardly even responsible enough to run my own live stream.
Kind of true.
Right? But the what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for here? The knob and tube will be gone soon. Oh, hey, buddy. Do you need up? Okay. Come on.
Mr. Chips wants to come say hi to Caleb.
Yeah. Mr. Chippy Doody. Oh, Chippy Doody. Here, can you hold him?
Hey, duties.
There. All right, Mr. Chippy Doody desperately needed to come up because he spent all day alone with his girlfriend, Biddy Browns, and was like, hey, man, where you guys been? Where you guys been? I need snacks and stuff. I need snacks. Where you at? So we got that project is ongoing today, nice and dirty, and getting that stuff handled, which is good. So what's the next thing we need to talk about? Okay, so Thanksgiving. We had a Mexican-style Thanksgiving, which was fantastic.
Delicious.
It was super delicious. We had a lot of good stuff. We had some of that Mexican fry bread. We also had, what was the bake thing? What's that called?
That was a baked tamale pie.
A baked tamale pie. We had a bunch of good stuff.
Good. That was a keto?
A
keto? the baked tamale pie? Wasn't it made with almond flour and...
Oh, it was keto.
Oh, keto.
Yeah, ketogenic is what that's short for.
Oh, keto.
So the ketogenic diet, which basically just means you're trying to go no sugar and not no carbs, but like really low carbs and high protein, high fat. So you need to combine the two for that. So that was what it was. It was like cornbread, a whole bunch of cool stuff to eat. But it was Mexican style as a tribute to my grandmother. My grandmother. So kind of a funny family story here is that my grandmother tried to do Mexican Thanksgiving a long time ago, and the whole family basically was table flipping. You know what I'm saying? It was like my grandma's like, I'm thinking we're gonna do Mexican Thanksgiving, and it was like, no, right? You know, flipping tables, freaking out. Like, what are you doing? You can't change Thanksgiving. You can't go Mexican style on Thanksgiving, which realistically, in retrospect, it probably wasn't that big of a deal. We probably should have just rolled with it. But then it turned into a big family joke with my grandma. Every year we'd give her crap about the Mexican Thanksgiving thing that she wanted to do. So it turned into a real family thing. My grandmother passed away, and since she's been gone, they figured, hey, let's at least do a tribute kind of remembrance thing. So there was a little bit of crying when that came up during dinner and stuff like that. But love my grandma very much, miss her a lot, and wish she was around for it. But it's a good time to think about people like that during Thanksgiving when you can give a little bit of remembrance to some family members that were lost or any of that kind of stuff. So, but it was also very nice to be around family. Then we had the great opportunity to go see Vicky's family down in Auburn, which was...
Federally.
No one needs their actual address.
Oh.
Do they need the street address? I'm just saying Auburn. 4644... 229-225 Federal Way. Don't get upset. What are y'all butthurt now? What happened?
Moving right along.
Oh, okay, moving along. Anyhow, we got a great opportunity to go see Vicky's nieces and nephews, her sister, her mom and stuff, and got to see all them. Stopped to have some food and that kind of stuff too. So we got kind of the best of both worlds. Got to see not everybody from all sides of the family, but we got to see both sides of the family and everything like that. So it was a great time. We spent a lot of time in traffic because we went all the way up north, and then people were crashing their cars. It was just very typical of Western Washington drivers when it comes to freeway driving. They just generally squirrel out and crash. You know, it's just sort of one of their things that they do. So we did a lot of driving, had to travel around quite a bit, but overall we had a great time. And worked out pretty darn good. So I feel like it was pretty fun. I don't know if anybody checked out Corey from Aquarium Co-op's 8-hour live stream yesterday, but both Vicky and I got an opportunity to stop by there on that. And I realized when I was looking back and reviewing at it, it looked like the camera angle and where the light was at, it looked like I was all super pissed. Just because of the angle of the camera and stuff. It's like, but I look all pissed, but I wasn't. It was a great opportunity. We got to eat a lot of cheese and bacon, right?
Yes.
Which was good. I can't say enough about cheese and bacon.
What are those tasty crackers? Were they rice crackers or nut crackers or something? Those were
nut crackers?
Yeah.
I don't know what they were called, but they were good.
They were delicious.
I don't know if they were called nut crackers. That's probably copywritten.
No, Corey said that they were either rice crackers or some kind of like nut.
Some kind of nut thing.
Thing.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're nutcracker from the Nutcracker Suite.
Nut made cracker. I don't know.
You know that show?
Yeah.
That play? Yeah. Frank Dominguez watched the whole 8 hours. Right on. That's pretty cool. Turbo Fish watched the whole 8 hours too. That's awesome. Carson's got a sleeping baby building a 100-piece palm-sized model plane. Because this wintertime, Fish got 90% water change. Needs help with getting 2 more tanks finished. Ooh, coffee is life. Yes, coffee is life. That is for sure. Are your Crebrensis stone cold murderers like mine? I love those fish, but they don't play well with others when they're feeling frisky. I I don't think that's what happened to your shrimp. I don't think that they were eaten. They're not. I wouldn't say. I don't know. In my experience, the crevensis aren't very murderish. The killifish I have are certainly murderish, that's for sure. But I think what happened is when the heater died, it got really cold in that tank, and maybe they didn't make it, and maybe they're hiding. I don't know. But I haven't seen him in there. I know that when I was at the Chicago Aquatic Experience, Vicky picked up some blue dreams. Yeah, she picked up some blue dreams and put them in there. We haven't seen him since. But I think you only got 4, right? So pretty hard to find 4 in a 75-gallon aquarium. That's pretty occupied at this point with rocks and plants and stuff like that. So I don't know. Oh, fingers crossed that they're in there and they're okay. I don't know. Fingers crossed. Fell asleep at 6.5 hours, Wyatt. Yep. Rice or fish crackers. That's what I remember from that conversation. I think they're rice. I think they were rice crackers. I don't know. I've had rice crackers before, and I don't think that they were too far off from the rice crackers I've had.
I know, they were so good.
They were good, though. They were great. Yeah.
I would eat those.
Katie is an awesome host. She did a great job. We dropped off some bread for her there, some homemade zucchini bread.
Which I hope turned out really good. We didn't get to try any.
Oh, that's right. Well, no, I got to try a little bit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm hoping the inside was all done.
Sure, it was good. But Vicky also made handmade from scratch pumpkin pies, which was quite good, and that worked out great. I know that some people have asked me, how's the truck going after the hit-and-run accident the other day? I was impacted by somebody who was probably not paying attention and crashed into my car and then drove off into the night to try and escape and was captured by the polices and put into the jail. And so, you know, that kind of sucks because I don't like anybody having to go to jail. It kind of sucks, but so far, it has turned into phone tag with the insurance company, and they were so gracious to call me today to say, hey, we're going to call you on Monday. Yeah, we're going to call you on Monday. We're just called. You know, it's like, I just call to say
I'll call you.
I'll call on Monday. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow, thanks, guys. That's fantastic. So, but the truck is running. It's just whether or not it can't tow a trailer right now. And I don't know, the back tailgate is not in a good shape. The glass doesn't open or close and doesn't necessarily seat properly. So I'm hoping it's not leaking water, but it is what it is, and it'll drive. So worst case scenario, I will tell the insurance people to go away and kick rocks and get. And I'll just keep my truck with the holes in it that it has, and we'll figure it out. That's the worst case scenario, so relax. You were about to say something. I was telling you to relax. No. You relax, you. Well, that's worst case scenario. We can still drive it around. Maybe it has leaks. I don't know. And put some spray foam in there and paint it silver.
I say it's time for a work van.
No, work van. We need a Rage work van we can carry around aquariums in.
Yes.
Yeah, like one of those sprinters or something like that.
Sprinting?
Sprinting with sprinters.
Somebody said sprinting?
Vicky says I need a work van, you guys. And
work van.
I personally would want a 1956 Grumman. That's what I would want, but those are super hard to find. So it would probably be a 1985 Astro van.
I like Astro vans.
I know you do because you're weird. But it's okay. We don't want an Astro van. I don't want an Astro van. I'll just take an old fleet vehicle. It'll be fine. But either way, it'll work out because I can still drive it around. So it's not the worst thing ever to have had happen in this world. I did survive. Just the next day, it felt like I got in a. The next day, it felt like I got in a fight. Is just basically the effects that I had ongoing. Was it just felt like I got in a fight. And but I didn't get beat up, and nobody else got beat up, so there weren't any hurt feelings. So that's good. But that's generally how I felt the next day. And so not a big deal. I was all right. My back's not messed up. Well, any more messed up than it already was. My neck is fine. Just a little bruised up. Felt like I got in a fight the day before. But I'm fine. And we will survive.
Yeah.
So
apparently he only goes to the doctor if his thumb has been chopped off. Just saying.
Sometimes. It really depends on how many thumbs have been chopped off that day. Speaking of thumbs getting chopped off, you guys, you know that cursed miter saw that I have that detached this thumb from a body? It got replaced today. Welcome to Black Friday, which I like to call Friday Black. I like to refer to it as Friday Black. So, Vicky and I were headed to the Home Depot. We needed to exchange some electrical parts that we had. We needed to exchange those. And when we got there, we realized that it was Friday Black, and we got sucked in. We got sucked in by the pheromones and the hormones and the big sales they got going on. I don't know what it is they got going on in there. They're pumping in smells or something, right? Is it smells?
No, they just had a lot of boxes that said DeWalt on them.
Oh, they had a lot of boxes.
It was the attractive black and yellow colors.
The black and yellow B coloring of DeWalt tools is, the aesthetics are amazing. I've done a fine job. I've done a fine job with the aesthetic DeWalt tools.
That's what I need.
So,
I need a black and yellow outfit is what I need. Get your attention.
Right. As if you don't already. So we ended up, Vicky ended up getting me Christmas present early, which is a new chop saw to replace the murderous chop saw that I have. So
the one that doesn't turn off, I think it's possessed. Every time I use it, it doesn't turn off. I have to unplug it to get it to turn off.
Vicky thinks there's ghosts in it, and I think it just has a lot of character. But the chop saw's done me fine. It's done me fine for a long time. It's been doing reasonably well. It hasn't been the worst thing.
Until it bit your thumb off.
Until it bit my thumb off. That was problematic. But it is going to be replaced, and the DeWalt is going to replace it. One of the big reasons I had to get it replaced was it only has the old what is it? What brand is it? I forget. The green one. Hitachi or something?
Oh, Ryobi.
Right. What? Oh, Ryobi. Yeah, no.
Ryobi's green.
But is it a Ryobi? I think it's a Hitachi.
One?
The chop saw.
It's Hitachi.
The chop saw is a Hitachi. Sorry, I got dust in my eyes.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I've got to take a nap. But the Hitachi is only a 10-inch chop saw, so it actually is a little too small for a lot of the projects I do these days. And so the new one we got is a 12-inch sliding compound miter saw, which is a fantastic saw. It goes both sides. It goes both directions. This saw goes both directions. Sawing action, which is good. But we needed to upgrade that saw anyhow, and we've been waiting a really long time to upgrade that saw and get rid of the 10-inch saw and replace it with a 12-inch saw. And now was the time, because they had it on super sale, and you got a stand and some other stuff for free when you bought it. So it realistically was
it was $150 cheaper, and it came with a stand.
Yeah, it was $150 cheaper, and it came with a $150 stand for free. So we saved $150 and got a thing that was $150.
And what else did you get?
You can't tell them.
Oh.
That's none of your business till later.
What?
It's none of your business till later.
Well, somebody got clamps.
We got some new clamps to hold the hoses in place. So that was only $4.
And
that stuff comes in later. You gotta parse it out, babe. You gotta parse it out. That stuff comes next week. When we go dun dun dun. How we gonna put a round hole in this stand? It's an aquarium.
But what about the other thing?
But the other thing will come then too. Shh. Don't spoil it. Christmas is a really long way out. I'm not gonna forget what. Vicky says I'm going to forget. I'm not going to forget. I'm an adult. I'm good at adulting. I'll write it down.
Let me see if I can do it through interpretive dance. I'll tell you guys through interpretive dance. No? No.
No, don't do it. It's weird. No blood. Frank says, no blood, no problem, right? And my thumbs grow back, so you're right, Mr. Glass Boxes. You're right, they do grow back. Ghost character, that's right. Cujo ghost character. It's a Cujo lives in that saw, that's for sure. Tesla Stuff says, congrats, I went in for 2x4s today and had to steer myself clear from those saws myself. Yes, it was just one of those things. It just happened to work out that Vicky was like, hey, was basically going to get you this for Christmas. Let's get it now because it'll save money. So very generous of my lovely spouse, Vicky Toria, to go ahead and pull the trigger on that. I appreciate it immensely, babe. Now I got to build her a bunch more stuff. That's what she said. She said, you got to build me more stuff. And I said, I was going to build you stuff anyhow. So this is a win-win situation for this guy right here because I was going to do it anyhow. Right? Right? Yeah. So it works out pretty good, and I'm pretty ecstatic, which means for you guys, that means more building videos coming up. So that stuff will be coming down the pipe as we build a bunch of stuff for sure, which was going to happen anyhow, but now I'll just be able to do it more effectively with better equipment. Hey, right? And not cut my finger off, hopefully. Yeah. Fingers crossed, but maybe the other hand, because that thumb's gross. I've always thought one of those spinning circle table saws that you have to push your hand towards would be a prime way to lose a thumb. Oh, Glass Box is showing its true color right there. You mean a table saw? So compound miter saw is here. And some other stuff will definitely be coming down the pipe. Glass Box says the other thing. We've got a lot of things to talk about today, so we'll try to save a couple of those things for next week. And as you guys know, I'll probably do an unboxing video, would be my guess.
Interpretive dance.
Interpretive dance, yeah. The finest form of self-expression. You're right. I got Annie the Apple Watch today, too. Oh, better deal. That's a good deal.
What? Oh, the Apple Watch. Nice.
I don't know how to say it. Vibui? I don't know how to say it. Is asking if I am a painter. Yes, I'll paint your house. I'll do fine art. I'll do whatever kind of painting people need. I love doing painting. It's one of my things. It's one of my things that I do, if y'all's wondering. So, yes.
Oh, painting.
Yes, there are paintings everywhere around here that I do. And just like all these houses and all these world-renowned, right? A kid. But either way, it's time to go to the video. We are at Vibui. Okay, yeah, all right. That's pretty easy. Okay. Candy Overall says, check out darkstararts.com. That's my website. You can go check that out. And before we get to the video portion, what the
patrons?
What's the... No, you don't have to read the Patreons. I programmed... check this out. I'll show you.
Oh.
It's new to Vicky. She doesn't know, but it's new to Vicky. But before we go to the video portion, feel free to check out the Patreon. We have a couple of new people this week, which is super awesome.
Yes.
We're getting closer and closer to our goal. I'm trying to get to 200 Patreonizers. It would be kind of ridiculous to say by the end of the month. Probably hope to... would hope to get... what's the word? I was going to hope to get to 200 by the end of the month, but we'll try to get to 200 patronizers by the end of the year, I guess. I think that probably will give it a little bit more time. But there is only 6 days. Wait, hold on. 6 days. 6 days before the end of the month. So if you want a Patreon and chip in $1 or $5 a month or something like that, swing over there real quickly because we're running out of time for this month, and then you have to wait a whole nother month. But you should definitely get to it because it's important. All right. So this video portion is brought to you by not only the Patreonizers, but the Aquarium Co-op. If you didn't check out some of the aquariumcoop.com deals that were going on, they are in-store deals now, and I think online deals. They have a ton of stuff going on. Check out the aquariumcoop.com. They have this Dragonstone if you want to buy some. And they will ship it to you in a, if it fits, it ships box. I'm not sure 100% what it exactly costs. I don't know what the cost is on it. I forget what it is. I think it's like $5 a pound or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I forget. But these are, and you guys will see in a later video where I got these stones from. I actually got them from the Aquarium Co-op, but there's a more behind-the-scenes look of what will be where I got these stones from. I may or may not have pulled some shenanigans to get them. I may or may not have been. I may or may not have been where I was supposed to be, if you know what I'm saying. Sneaky, ninja style, jumping off roofs, getting me rappelling, got my harness on, throwing ropes over buildings and stuff like that. But you guys will see a bunch of video of where I got this from. And I will let you guys know exactly what's up with that. But this did come from the aquariumcoop.com. And as you see the scroll going by over here, these are the Patreonizers. These are the top people that Patreon the show. The official sponsors of the show is you guys, the fans. And doing my best to make as many shows as possible for you guys and try to share as much information to you guys as possible. And you guys are making that happen. And we're short of some of our goals where we need to be at, but we are getting there slowly but surely. And it's awesome. And I just can't be, what's the word? Happy? Yes, happy. I couldn't be happier than I am right now. Got my lovely lady, got the lovely dog, got the lovely Patreonizers. We're live. 48, 51 people here watching. Cool. And I spelled 54 Punchy's name wrong in the scrolly scroll, and I'm sorry for that. I put an E in there where there wasn't supposed to be one. And you'll ask yourself during that video, did I just taste that Dragonstone? You darn right I did. I tasted it. You gotta taste your Dragonstone to make sure it's extra delicious before you put it in your aquarium. And, let people know how happy you are about these giant Dragonstones that are going to be going into your aquarium. As you guys know, the last time I got Dragonstone, they ended up in the 240. These are actually going to complement the current scape in the 240. Excuse me. Up in the attic all day. I'm going to be sneezing. Oh, I forgot an E. Oh, crap. I forgot an E? I thought I had an extra E in there. I'm very sorry, 50 Pamela, early wine. I'm sorry. I tried. I'll fix it. I'm going to fix it. I have to reprogram the whole video, though. But I will definitely fix it for sure. 100%. 100%. It's on my notepad over there. It says what to do. But, so, as you guys know, last time I got some, whatchamacallit, Dragonstone in the mail, or not in the mail. Last time I got some, oh,
there's a cherry shrimp.
You see that shrimp? You see that cherry shrimp in those plants that I pulled out?
Hello, little cherry shrimp guy, hitching a ride.
I pulled out a pot of plant there, and it's got a big old mama Prager cherry shrimp in it.
Oh.
But the last time I got the Dragonstone, I had to trade a whole bunch of crystal shrimp for it.
I remember that.
And I was only able to get like 4 or 5 sizable stones, because this stuff does come in to be pretty darn expensive when you get down to it. It ends up being pretty spendy. I think there's like a weird part of the middle of the video here. Why is it all super long? Blackness. I don't know. It'll start back over there. Oh. Wait, what are you doing? Oh, there we go. Okay. This stuff is pretty expensive per pound when you buy it retail. I know that the other place I was getting it from was like $8 a pound. I think it was like $7.95 a pound, which is pretty expensive. Realistically, when you get down to it, the retail price is pretty high, but there isn't like a thing out there that could really replicate this. And you'd probably end up spending the same price on something that was like an injected mold version of it or something like that. You know, if you were to buy something that was like made to look like it, you probably end up just spending the same amount of money. You know, if you're like, oh, it's going to be $150 or whatever, it just end up being $150 for the natural stuff, right? So it's pretty expensive. I do know that where I got it from, the aquarium coop, they do a good job of packing it. It fits it ships boxes and keeping the price pretty darn reasonable as far as I know. Like I said, I don't work there. I'm just a fan of what they do, and they got some cool people working there that I got to meet. That they're very nice people, very nice people. So the last time I got some, I was only able to acquire enough to kind of do the left-hand side of the 240, which means, guess what? Now I've got enough to do the whole entire 240, which is fantastic because that means I can have one type of cohesive rock running the whole length of this aquarium, and I can actually get rid of that black basalt that's in there, and not get rid of it. I'll move it somewhere else. I like the basalt that's in there. It just needs to get relocated to some other scape, so I don't have one type of rock and then another type of rock or anything like that. It's going to be time to definitely get it to be one cohesive look for the 240. As you guys know, it's a pretty big aquarium, so filling the whole entire thing up does take a fair bit if you're going top of the line stuff like this. If you are on a bit more of a budget, I always give the recommendation to keep looking around at local landscape yards or anything like that, and coming up with some real cheap deals. I know Long Woo and I went to a rock yard just a little while ago to buy some rock for his aquarium, which we ended up scaping into his 180, which is a little bit smaller aquarium, but it's also pretty big for most people. So we went there and buying enough rock, like, because we went through and found all the select pieces that we wanted, buying enough rock at the landscape yard, which was not Dragonstone, by the way. It's not the same type of stuff. It was different, but it was, I believe, $12 for all of the rocks for 180 gallon. And there you go. That's the shot right there, right? Yeah. That's the shot right there. Yeah. Thumbnail. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's a thumbnail shot. But so there are some much more affordable ways to go about it. As you guys know, the greenstone that I actually have that is in the 150. What?
Is you saying I got rock from McDonald's?
You got
parking lot?
Rock from the McDonald's parking lot. That's pretty cool. But as I was saying, hey man. The greenstone that I have in the 150, actually, I got out in the wild. We found a really cool, we got it in the wild. We actually found so it's not necessarily a historical spot, but it is a geological survey spot that in Washington that we were able to go to and find some of the greenstone and harvest some for free. We just picked it up off the ground. So all we had to do is pay for gas money to drive out there. So that's kind of one of the exceptional cool things about the internet now, is that you can find some geology sites, find some interesting things that you're looking for out there, and be able to, find the spots where you guys can go and get it for free. So that's something that's very helpful, I find, these days. And seems to work out pretty well if if you can find the right local geological sites that have that kind of stuff posted. It would be sort of along the lines of those guys that go like mushroom hunting and stuff like that. You can find some local clubs and be able to go out there and find some really cool stuff. And that's free. I mean, what's better than free, right? I mean, maybe they pay you to take it. What are you doing? See, you made the dog go weird.
Made the dog go weird?
Yeah. There's some yawning going on over here, you guys.
Sorry.
The Vicky Torres yawning.
Sorry.
We have a reused store by us. They have slate tiles we could break up, but I wonder if there's anything else on there that could disrupt a tank. As far as slate tiles, generally not. The easy way to test would be to put some muriatic acid on it and see if it's going to affect it, anything like that. But unless you're really looking at stuff like crushed coral or, old... I lost the word. Like dead live rock or something along those lines, like crushed coral, or like really limestone, a couple other things. Realistically, it's not going to affect your tank all that much. But the easiest way to test is the muriatic acid, which also can be confusing for some people and also dangerous. But there is an easier way, in my opinion. It does take a little bit more work, but it is easier to figure out. Get yourself an old, 30-gallon garbage can, right? Or a new one. You can go to the store and get a new one. I think it was like $15.
Dollar store.
Or go to the dollar store and get one of those little storage bins. Put all the rocks in there with the same water that you would use from your aquarium. So maybe if you're going to do a water change, you could dump your water change water into there and then test the pH, GH, and KH over the next 2-week period, around there, and see if it's really affected by that rock, if it really is making a change or whatnot. Like I said, unless you have something like crushed coral or a couple other things out there that they're not really going to affect your tank all that much. Vicky has old lace. She has lace rock in her planted aquarium, and every time I test the pH, it's still looking pretty darn good. It doesn't really affect the pH all that much. It does a little bit. Fish and Plant says Vicky looks bored. Well, she's just here hanging out. Right?
I'm just hanging out, man.
She's just hanging out. She's being on the show. All right. So for some reason, there's a bunch of dead air at the end of the video, so I have to restart it. There we go. All right.
A really good shot of the floor, somebody said.
And a good shot of the floor. That's right.
Yeah.
Frank Dominguez says that's a great shot of the floor. You're right. Sometimes you got to get a good shot of the floor. Knife. There we go. Love the rocks, but most pieces are too big for my small tanks. I hate breaking up nice big pieces. Mellow, that is one of the cool things about the coop. If you wanted small rock pieces, you can request that from them. I know that, who is it? It's Justin and somebody else do the packing there and stuff like that. You can actually put in a request for smaller pieces and stuff like that. And then, like I said, I know that they put them in the Fits It Ships box, which isn't that gigantic of a box. They drop them in there and then go by just how much they can fit in there, and they'll send that thing to you. So, this Dragonstone actually does break up really easily. This stuff, if you smash it with a sledgehammer, it will break up. So it's one of those things. It's a little bit fragile, realistically, if you're going to be putting it in a tank that maybe you're going to be over-handling it or something along those lines. You don't want to go too crazy with the handling. You do want to soak it a little bit before you get this. Realistically, you don't want to just drop it in your tank. I would soak it a little bit and give it a little bit of a light scrubbing, but you don't have to go totally crazy. You don't have to go totally crazy and scrub it down or anything like that. I used to kind of go buck wild with my scrubbing it down. Just maybe a little bit less of how crazy I used to go with my scrubbing. It's not that important to get it totally spick and span or anything like that, and you will kind of break up the rock a little bit. But what you should do is soak it in some water for a little while, just to make sure it's not actually going to break when you go to stick it in the tank, because that does happen sometimes. There actually is a little bit of clay. More often than not, there is some clay trapped within the seams and stuff like that, and sometimes these things will pop apart. So if you have that piece like that, it's 2 feet long, you wouldn't want this thing to exactly crack, fall apart, and maybe hit your acrylic and scratch it or something along those lines, or maybe squish a shrimp or something. So that's really just kind of a good idea to do that stuff ahead of time, just to kind of make sure that it's not going to happen when you're not around. As being a people, you can normally do some intervention, right? Word, big bird. Word to your brother, mother, right? Fish and Plants was asking, how deep is your substrate to hold up that stone? Well, worst case scenario, I can always add just I can actually just glue a flat, either what I would normally use is a piece of acrylic. So if I needed a piece of acrylic to make a rock sit a certain way, so I can use my wet saw just to cut a flat spot in the bottom of it, and then use what I typically use is the DAP gel type super glue. I forget what it's called, but it's normally in the description of the video down below. So if you're wondering what that glue is, yeah, there it is. It's in the description of the video. So if you reopen the video after it uploads, you'll be able to get it, the little description for the glue that I use. And then I'll just make a little plate that goes on the bottom of it if I need to do that. But the substrate in the 240 gallon is probably about 4 inches deep. It's not super deep. It's not super shallow either. So I've got plenty of space to move some substrate around and stuff like that, and make sure that it's nice and buried and looking legit. Which you guys will get to see the video of that next week, or Monday or Sunday, or what day is it? It's Friday. Oh my God, it's Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means I got 2 more days of weekend left.
2 more days of doing electrical work is what you got left. Does Dragonstone weigh less than typical rocks? Yes, it actually does. Like per pound, it definitely does not weigh as much as things like slate or basalt or anything like along those lines, any of the igneous rocks or anything like that. It actually is a lot less per pound than a lot of other rocks out there. Stones, river rocks, they're definitely way heavier per space. Or should I ask if it weighs less than McDonald rocks? I'm not sure how much McDonald's rocks weigh, honestly. I don't know how much they weigh, so couldn't tell you.
Probably pretty light.
It's been a long time since I've been to McDonald's, and the last time we went, I really regretted it, so. But tonight, I'm going to go take my lady, and we're going to go to, where is it? Where'd the thing go? I had the card. Oh, man. Oh, I left it over there. Hold on.
Are we going there, or... Okay.
Or what? Or what?
I was thinking we might do pho or something, but...
You don't want to go there?
We can go there.
Oh, you don't want to go there?
Sure.
Oh. We're going to House of Mandu.
Aw, look at the cute little dumpling. Aw.
Old dumplings. They're like this big. They're awesome. Handmade. Handmade, my friends, by humans. Super delicious dumplings, and I'm kind of stoked to go there. It's a great little Friday. We're having a food extravaganza. We got Thanksgiving, and then the next day we get to go get dumplings and stuff like that. So I'm noticing that I think a lot of people are on vacation and stuff. There's a lot of people missing from chat and showing up tonight. But I do appreciate you guys showing up. Everybody that was here for showing up, and we do have a couple new Patreons that I needed to. Where did that thing go? Where did that go? Hold on, we gotta.
Mr. Chips's breath smells awful.
Yeah, he's a dog. But Rob Woodward is brand new, or Woodard. Sorry, not Woodward. Rob Woodard, Brett A. Dill. I don't even know how to read right now. James Hirsch upped his ante. Thank you very much, James. Tesla Stuff, brand new to the Patreon. Thank you very much. Justin Boylard, who is brand new to the Patreon. Thank you. That one got deleted. Don't read that one. Okay, Spencer Ballard upped his ante, and Tim Lewis upped his ante. Right on. Tim Lewis is moving up into the $20 club. Thank you very much, you guys. I definitely appreciate it. And don't read that one. That one was deleted too. So we had some people leave the Patreon, and that's just kind of the way that it goes. Sometimes people just can't afford to do it, and that's okay. It's not, it's no bad feelings or anything like that. That's just kind kind of how it is. And so we were thinking that we might try and do. Well, I'm gonna definitely try to get out some edited videos this weekend. That is my production goal. My production goal for YouTube and stuff like that is to do. Right now, we do the 5 shows a week, barring like a holiday like Thanksgiving. It was just the show we kind of did was on Aquarium Co-op. So does that count? I don't know. It doesn't really count for this channel, but we tried to do an hour-long show yesterday. We definitely were there at least for an hour, so we try to do the 5-hour-long shows a week, and I'm doing my best to, workflow-wise, to try and get edited videos out during the weekend. So I did get a short video out for Thanksgiving. I don't know if anybody liked it. It was probably freaking out people because it's kind of intentionally terrible singing. It was kind of the whole point. I don't know if anybody picked up that I was kind of trolling a little bit. Like, who's going to listen to this? Who's going to listen to it? It's 2 minutes long. But hopefully you guys got a kick out of it and a little bit of a chuckle. Like, I hope you guys got a chuckle for sure. Cute Nix with the Super Chat, Canadian style. Really enjoyed the shows this week. Thank you. Thank you for chipping in. And if anybody was wondering, who was it that kicked in and bought a monitor from the Amazon wish list? Cute Nix, that's who it is. Cute Nix is the one who bought us the monitor, who we are operating from right now. The current operational status, monitor workus, right? Monitorus workus. It's Latin.
And shout out to the kitty cat.
Working monitor. Yeah, Cute Nix is the one who bought us the monitor. Shout out to your cat, Mr. Nix or Mrs. Nix. I don't know. Is it Mr. Nix? Oh, we don't know.
I thought it was Miss Nix.
Maybe it's a miss. Maybe it's a miss, maybe it's a mister. I don't know.
Either
but
way.
We've got 3 minutes left in today's show, so we'll have to go through some quick fire stuff. And it doesn't look like it. Did you see any questions in the chat? Oh, BC Fishroom is asking, where does Dragonstone come from? North America. It's Mr. Nix.
Mr. Nix.
Mr. Nix. That's what I was thinking. I thought it was Mr. Nix. That's what I thought.
Like Nikki Six?
No, that's a completely different last name. Six and Nix are two different things.
Well, maybe it was a mashup.
A smash up. Maybe it was a smash up. It was a smoosh up. Like a push up, but different. Man Bear Pig is here. What's up? How you doing? All right, BC Fishroom's asking, where does Dragonstone come from? North America. It actually is prevalent in some areas in North America. It's prevalent in some areas in South America. I don't know about Africa or that area, but it is pretty darn prevalent in China also. So I know that this specific Dragonstone actually came from China, as most of the bags said product of China on them. So this was shipped over the ocean. That's one of the reasons why it costs a lot. It's not necessarily being mined a whole bunch here in the States, because when they get it in the States, they will normally rip it out of the ground and then grind it up and turn it into other stuff. They won't normally keep it. As a solid chunk when it gets pulled out of the ground stateside. If that makes sense. If that makes any sense to you, because I constantly say, if that makes any sense. So it is pretty prevalent around the world. It's not a super unique geologically. It's not super weird to find it around. Tesla stuff. Tesla stuff. With the super chat, y'all have a good rest of your evening. I have to run to finish up a couple of stands. Have fun with the electrical and that new saw. Be careful. That's right. I'll try not to cut my fingers off with the brand new saw. You know what I'm saying? I'll try not to cut it off. It's got much nicer guards on it than the previous chop saw that I had. Tesla stuff, sounds like you're going to finish some stands. That sounds badass. I'll be doing some more stand work coming up by next week. That will be happening. I got some stuff going on. Like I said, I got the new cube tank here, and I do have some spare time because we won't be doing any production of the shows next week because our boy Corey will be on vacation. So we have those pre-recorded, which means I will try to do a Tuesday morning live stream at 10 a.m. To try and what the... I forgot to turn the sound off on the other computer. Whoops. It's up. But because Corey's on vacation, we pre-recorded that stuff, so there won't be anything live on Tuesday morning if I don't do it. So guess what? I'll be doing a live show Tuesday morning. Hopefully for the European fans out there, you'll be able to make that one because it is kind of early. I know that when I normally broadcast here at 4 o'clock, it's pretty darn late in Europe. So I'm going to try to do the Tuesday morning live stream, and then the regular Tuesday afternoon, which I already have scheduled, is all ready to go for that. Tuesday? Which is normal. We normally do 2 live streams. I just normally have a co-host of Mr. Corey McElroy. But he will be on vacation, just taking naps and, eating cookies and lounging, seeing cool stuff, hanging out with his wife, doing his wife time. The Dorkula is going, so. The
Dorkula?
That's his wife. The Dorkula.
Oh.
Katie.
Okay.
But she goes by Dorkula.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I go by Corvus, right? Right. Yeah. But that's some of the stuff that's coming up. We shall see what happens and how that goes. I think it'll work out. It's just trying to kind of make sure we follow the schedule and put the same stuff out there that needs to come out. So, we didn't have any quick fire questions here right at the end. I should make a tank scene with Hobbit Stone. Yes, you should. Glass boxes. Thank you, Tesla Stuff and Cute Nicks for the super chats. Yes.
Thank you.
Candy is right. Thank you very much for the super chats. It all goes back into making more stuff, spending money on Dragonstone, you know what I'm saying, that kind of things. I got some really cool stuff coming up next week that I'm pretty excited to put out there. We're going to be making our big push for the Patreon. So like it, share it, subscribe it, do all that kind of stuff. If you are a patronizer, I'm asking you guys to share the Patreon out like on Facebook or something like that. And just go, hey, does anybody I know like this kind of nonsense? Because, somebody says like, well, no one I know would like this nonsense. But then I said, yeah, but you like this nonsense, right? So somebody else must like this nonsense, right? So that was kind of my point was, so if anybody out there, I'm just asking you guys over this weekend, I know everybody's being inundated with Black Friday nonsense sales and all that kind of crazy stuff. I would say share out the Patreon and go like, hey, here's this guy I listen to. Maybe you like some of his shows. It's got some of the video links on there and things like that. So people could check that out from that angle. Maybe it's kind of a cool way to share it a little bit better than just posting up a... Than just posting up like a YouTube link and people just scroll right past it. So I don't know. Maybe that's making it for the big push to get into December here and get ready for the New Year's, because the New Year means new things and new years and whatever. Right? Is that what that means? I'm not 100% sure. New beginnings. Frank Dominguez wants some dumplings. Okay, Frank, we'll get 2 extra ones. We'll get 2 extra ones. We'll get a pork one for you, and maybe a spicy. Maybe we'll get you a spicy one, and just throw them around in the attic, and we'll hope you find them. Maybe you'll find them. Maybe you won't. I don't know.
Frank with you to dinner.
You smell them deliciousness. Candy, we would definitely go. We're definitely up for going to dinner with people and stuff if they're into that and in the area. Out here in Tacoma, Washington. Come out and visit. Come out and visit. We definitely have some fish folks that we need to be meeting fairly soon. Yeah. Meet them out for some coffee and stuff, and hopefully drag them on the show at some point in time. Most things are getting pretty well sorted around here with all the broadcasting equipment and everything is seemingly starting to work really smoothly, which means it's going to explode and catch on fire now that I just said that. Whoops, but no worries. I have a fire extinguisher, so we'll be all right. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic Thursday and have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Don't hit and run anybody. No. Don't do anything too crazy. Have a good time.
Watch out for each other.
You're going to do all sorts of crazy stuff. Remember, like Uber's is super cheap. Making bad decisions can lead to other bad decisions, which can lead to a whole bunch of issues that you may or may not want to right? So maybe if you're thinking, hey, I'm going to do something crazy, just maybe go just have a cookie, you know?
Cookies are a good thing instead of crazy.
Oh, Candy was asking about me, my favorite cookies, which is the Biscoffs. I put them in the Amazon fan link if anybody is looking for those. The Biscoff cookies.
You found them on Amazon?
I did. It's not impossible. But we'll put the new fan production list up on the Patreon and stuff like that. And hope everybody has a fantastic night. Don't go shooting off any fireworks because it's ridiculously dangerous. Turbofish says, hearts to Vicky, show up more. Here's the issue. Vicky works a ton, okay? Vicky is always working. Vicky is constantly working. Vicky is nose to the grindstone all the time. I would love to have her on the show all of the time. That's really just that really just comes down to how much patronizers we can get. If I can get a co-host full time, it would be her. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes. But she likes to be here as much as she can. And you guys have a fantastic weekend. And cover up your eardrums as it's about to get late.